I got a little update for you guys today about the SC Prime incentives. If you're already in the project and you're not earning as much as you expected, make sure to watch the whole video. I've prepared a lot of good information for you guys today. That being said, let's jump into it. 2 days ago, I released a video about how much I made using SC Prime for a month with 16 terabytes of storage. So that's not a small amount of storage, right? That's already like a big amount of storage to go into a project like this. So in that video, I explained that I only filled 116 gigs. As of right now, it's up to 138. If you're already actually into SC Prime, please let me know in the comments how much capacity you've filled up so far, if you're getting the full incentives, and how much you're earning monthly. I really appreciate that because even though I've been running it for a month, my server is kind of in its beginning phase where I don't even have a full terabyte filled up. And I want to know from you guys' actual experience how I might do in the future. One thing that they did change during that time is the Grafana dashboard that shows you all the information about your machine, your server, how it runs, how much uptime you have, and the incentives. If I can find a screenshot from before, I'll pull it up on screen right now. But before you had 6 boxes that you had to all tick in order to get incentives, right? Well, they changed that. 3 days ago, I believe, they changed the way that you would qualify to get full incentives. Sure, it's a small change, and it's really important to understand this in order for you to get the most revenue you can out of SC Prime. This video is sponsored by the subscribe button. Hit that red button, make it turn gray. I'd appreciate it, and you totally deserve this picture of a flamingo. Also, we are now at 2,500 subscribers. My goal for February is 5,000 subs. Help me hit that. Hit the like button as well for the YouTube algorithm. I was scouring Reddit one night, and as I usually do, I end up on any cryptocurrency related subreddit. And finally, I rabbit hole into the SC Prime one. I start reading a couple things about people being mad or having issues doing the setup. By the way, tutorial coming on the setup very soon. And so I end up on this post called Partial Incentives Qualification. What does that mean? You either get the full incentives or you don't get anything, right? Well, no. Let's jump into that post. So here's the post made by Timely Discount. Partial Incentives Qualification. I have a SC Prime provider running that I did have some downtime and thus is working its way back up to 95% uptime to be able to qualify for full incentives rewards. Today, it reached 90% uptime and saw the incentives qualification is now on partial. I couldn't find anything in the docs describing what this meant with regards to the rewards I would be receiving. Does anyone know if this is like a 50% cut off your incentives until you get back up to 95% and to keep people motivated to keep their provider up even though they are not at 95% or higher percentage? Well, a couple days back, Faustian posted on Discord and said exactly, to ensure everyone has a solid understanding of how uptime impacts your ability to earn extra coins, incentives are earned on a linear scale between 0.85 and 0.95. Up to 85%, you receive no incentives. At 0.85, you begin to earn. At 90%, you receive 50% incentives, and at 95%, you'll receive 100% incentives. Everything in between is determined down to 0.0000000. I hate decimals. Granularity above 95% uptime is still 100% of the incentives. And this applies to do-it-yourself servers and XA miners. So this is like for everybody, right? Reading through that, if you didn't understand, that means if your uptime is under 95%, you're not going to get the full incentives. If you're over 85% uptime, you'll get 50% of the incentives. And when you get over 95% uptime, you'll get 100%. And the difference is huge because incentives-wise, we're talking about 125 SC Prime per terabyte per month. So if you're only getting 50% of that, you're getting around 65 to 70 SC Prime per month per terabyte. Considering the fact that it's really hard right now to fill up a whole terabyte because the project is still in its beta form, meaning they're not accepting big clients or actual B2B clients, any little bit of storage you can get, you're going to want to get full 100% incentives on any little kind of storage that you can actually fill up your server with. Let's jump back into my dashboard and I'll show you how going over that 95% incentives changed my earnings. So here's my dashboard. I had been running it for around a month, right? But at the beginning right here, I had a couple days where we were setting up the DNS path that was actually a pain in the and so my uptime wasn't actually 99%. It was something around 82%. And 2 or 3 days back, I went over 95%. And now my incentive rate is full, meaning I'm getting the whole 125 SC Prime per terabyte per month. If I remember correctly, in the video I made 2 days ago, the current month incentives was 1.74 SCP. And since then, since I went up to 95%, I've been earning around 1 SC Prime per day with only a used capacity of 138 gigs out of my 16 terabytes. This might be a bit complicated for you guys running DIY servers like I am, but you're really gonna have to keep an eye on your Grafana status and make sure daily that it's not offline, because if it's offline for even a couple hours, that might bump you down under that 95% uptime and lower your incentives. Was your boy Marcel, aka Smolthelm, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. And this is the outro.